All right, welcome back to the Tool World podcast. I'm your host, David Ju. I'm here with Master Ju.
How's it going, Mr. Ju?
Going okay? All right, this week we're going to be covering what is the difference between martial arts versus other activities.
Okay.
Because you can do soccer, you can do basketball, you can do volleyball, you can do tennis.
Lacrosse.
You can do lacrosse.
What's that other one?
Badminton?
Badminton. But
Badminton.
Isn't there a new one?
Pickleball?
Oh, yeah, pickle.
Yeah, I don't think that's reached
Do you actually eat a pickle while you're...
Oh my gosh. I don't know if that's really reached like the children playing sports yet.
No?
I think the children play it, but I don't know if they have pickleball teams in their school.
Oh, no.
So we're talking primarily about like, let's say children. Obviously adults will do taekwondo for different reasons. And this also applies not just to taekwondo, but also to other martial arts. So this could be like karate. It could be other styles of taekwondo. So what is your opinion on what differentiates? There's a lot of different reasons why people would do it.
Yeah, there's different reasons why people do different activities. So what inspires them? I always like to find out. Why do they come to taekwondo, or what's their interest in taekwondo? But for sure, I think every activity has its own value. Like team sports, soccer, football, baseball, I'm sure it creates camaraderie amongst people. And you can respect other people, so you can kind of learn that. Maybe they don't talk about it as much during the activity. You do find some people are given roles, leadership roles, quarterback or whatever it is. And that's also interesting too, because when I was growing up, we didn't have as much organized sports. So it's a little bit different. And I do recall as a child, you go and play with other kids, you don't have a coach telling you what to do. You just have someone kind of step it up and say,
Someone just throws?
No, I'm the quarterback. Or,
okay.
It's interesting to see dynamics, because there are certain people that just stand out as leaders. They just take control of things. And you ever see those?
Yeah.
Kind of bossy kids.
Yeah, of course. Sure.
Anyway.
But that's an organized sport, right?
Right,
So
but even
the pros of the organized sport or within the studio.
Right, so I think the organized sports, what ends up happening is that we as individuals, or maybe the children or whoever's doing it, they don't think it on their own.
Yeah.
So because someone places you there, we think you'll be good at this and that. And sometimes you need that direction as well, especially for children.
Well, yeah, because you need to have like clashing. Because some people will want
to do that, or they don't want to do that.
Right.
And so from an organized perspective, and do students learn courtesy and respect in organized sports? I think so. I mean, we talk about that in taekwondo, because I'm trying to get back to your question about what is the difference between martial art, taekwondo, or any other activity. What I'm saying is that you can learn some of the fundamentals like courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, all of those kind of things as well, not just in taekwondo.
Yeah.
But I think the main difference in taekwondo is what is taekwondo, and what was it designed
Or martial
for?
arts.
Or martial
arts.
arts. Yeah, we should, but this is a taekwondo podcast.
Yeah, but this could apply to all martial arts, I think.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. And so what is martial art? It's really the study of the hand and foot in a self-defense.
Well, no, that's just the literal translation of
Foot and
taekwondo. But if I do jujitsu, it's not, right?
Well,
because the literal meaning is something different. But
okay,
I guess
what is the meaning? What's the meaning of jiu-jitsu?
I don't know.
How about Jeet Kune Do? Bruce Lee's art.
The way of
intercepting
sure.
the
What
fist.
Okay.
The way to intercept the fist, or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
What if someone kicks you then? All right, just joking around there. But let's go back to
what is karate? Karate.
Empty hand.
Empty hand. That's right. That's really interesting, because President Che was explaining this idea about the meaning or the words karate, empty hand, karaoke is empty singing or something
Empty
like that.
voice.
Empty voice
Yeah.
or something. I was like, oh, that's very interesting.
Right. Right.
Still learning something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's Japanese though, so
That's
you know,
right,
it's
that's
like
right,
that's
that's
like
right.
a little side thing.
That's right.
All right, so let's keep going on.
Don't
What would you say? So you're talking about martial arts, taekwondo. What does it offer?
Again, martial art, what is it means? Military art. And really is about the study of self-defense, regardless of, whatever martial art you're doing, taekwondo, jiu-jitsu, karate, even
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai, gun, even
Krav
guns,
Maga. Yeah.
So it's just a military art, and that's what martial art means. So the main difference, I think, is that component between other activity. So when you start to look at like mixed martial art versus traditional martial art, there definitely, I think there are differences as well. I think it depends on the instructor. Like from our point of view, I think we talk a little bit more about the do, the art, building character. And so for me anyway, I generally like to talk about like the tenets of Taekwondo or, the student oath. And then obviously you have the physical component, the techniques of Taekwondo and those kind of things. But what's your thoughts?
Well, I have another question for you.
Oh,
here.
another question.
Okay, so then sometimes you have things like when people do like martial arts. I mean, you have two different categories. Some people, when they spar, they'll call themselves a fighter.
Okay.
I do MMA. I'm a fighter,
Right.
right? But then you also have ones where people will say like, "Oh, this is sparring. It's a game." Okay, and they'll call themselves a player.
Oh.
Okay.
I never heard of that.
Oh, really?
Is that a video game?
No.
Player one.
But like
Player
instead of like maybe a fighter, they'll say they're a player, they're an athlete, right?
Okay.
So you can now see a differentiation between the two. But we do try to emphasize a lot on like the self-defense, whether you're a white belt starting out or you're a black belt or you're competing, I think it all relates back to the self-defense, right?
Yeah.
But what would you say between those two categories? Some people classify this versus the other, right?
Player versus fighter?
Right.
I hate to say it, but it just sounds politically correct.
But to say player
versus
or
fighter.
athlete or something. But then when you say those kind of things, now you're delving down this more sport path,
Okay.
right? Because that's what they're calling for, is like they're competing a lot. So we're looking at maybe more competitor-wise.
Sure. No, I would say that might be true. I would say martial art wasn't really designed for competition, but competition is a good component to test some of the skills. Martial art, I think fundamentally is designed for self-defense. And so whether you go competition or you don't do competition, you're doing maybe sparring. And maybe some people in some schools, they might call it fighting. And that's true. I think I've heard people, okay, let's put on the gear, let's fight. Or put on the gear, let's spar. And I did allude to, should we say it fighting or sparring? And sometimes I kind of think it's just being politically correct.
Well, it depends on what comes back at you, because sometimes, you say fight and then some kid gets injured and she goes, "Oh, well, I was going hard at it because I was going fighting at it."
Yeah.
Sometimes you joke about those things, then it comes back. You're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, maybe I should have said that."
Maybe I should have said sparring.
Yeah.
Maybe I should
Game or
play-
like,
we
yeah,
were
play with your
playing.
partner. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on, how people feel about certain words. It's just, But I think that, sure, you could say that. We're doing competition, we're sparring, player A, fighter B. In a way, they're kind of the same. But sure, competition is different because we have rules. And why do you have rules? Well, you have rules so that you try to keep it fair with, your tournament. If you want to do, I guess, like mixed martial art competition, there's not really much. They have rules too. It's
Right.
It's not like they can't have rules.
Right.
Well, you can't poke them in the eye. You can't whatever.
Yeah.
We can't bite them, and so those are rules, and You could argue, well, in a street fight, I could do those things. So
Well, then you should just go out and do a street fight.
Right.
I mean, you shouldn't. Yeah.
Right.
It's still sparring.
it's still sparring. Well, maybe on the street fight. Well, if you're just doing it for fun, and maybe you're doing it for money, I guess.
On the street?
On the street.
What, are you like jumping somebody?
Or is that self-defense? I don't know.
All right, so let's go back towards our question here. I mean, this podcast is more, I think, for like instructors
It is?
leading. Well, kind of. I mean, the reason this came up is like, what do you relay back to students beyond just Taekwondo?
Oh, you're thinking about my class.
So, if you had one message to say to an instructor who owns a studio, what would you want them to implement?
Well, I kind of say, if you're not, our dojang is to help build better characters, right? To build a more peaceful world. So we have to build, good students. And through Taekwondo, I think we can do that. So building good character, but we're also that component of self-defense. And you can argue, well, that martial art isn't good for self-defense. Well, some people don't want to go and roll around on the ground. Some people don't like to kick, and some, so there's different arts, and you go and do a martial art that suits you. But ultimately, I think it's still going to come down to get yourself trained in some skills to help you in case you need to defend yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it's a point like, it's always the why of why you do something.
Right.
And it could be to anything. Like, let's say jiu-jitsu, they're doing an exercise on the ground by themselves, but they're working. Why would you do that? Well, let's just say, for example,
Helps me get out of bed.
it helps you get in self-defense, you need to have, let's just pretend you need your back to be, flexible if you're on the ground. I mean, it could be the same thing. Why do we do sit-ups, right?
Why do we do burpees or squat thrusts?
Yeah, why do you do burpees? And we would say, help you get up faster.
Yeah, it does help you get up
and there's
faster.
also a lot of other reasons, help flying kicks and things like that. But
Sure.
always comes back to, well, how does it help you in your self-defense, whether they're having fun, whether they're doing drills or working on technique or sparring or patterns or anything like that.
Yeah, so if you understand your why, then you kind of know what activity you want to do. I mean, because we're talking about different activities. If your why was to get in shape, well, yeah, you can get in shape in doing martial art, but you can also get in shape by doing other activity. And so other activities, if that was your goal, your longevity in a particular activity may not last as long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so to that I would say, well, when you're under attack,
Yeah, you
got-
don't want martial art.
You need some, no. You need to have some good cardio or strength
Yeah, you
to
do need
defend
that.
yourself for that 30 seconds, 15 seconds. It'll be an explosion. It'll be a blast. So you do have to be fit.
Right?
Okay. All right. Well, let us know you guys' thoughts on Taekwondo or martial arts and how.
It differs from
How does
other
it?
activities.
That's right. Exactly. All right. As always, don't forget to be safe.
Keep training.
We'll see you guys next time.
Taekwondo.